What is going on out there, peeps? All right, you notice that I've been making a lot more videos pointing people towards the directions of silver and gold. So this video is very, very important. I keep telling people this is a once in a lifetime opportunity. And I was not being hyperbolic or exaggerating about it. You see, gold and silver is used to preserve our wealth. But once in a while, you have an opportunity to make a lot of money off gold and silver, usually when there's something big happening to the economy. But we know we're about to go into a total global currency reset that most likely will involve us all going back to the gold standard, in which our currencies are backed by precious metals. Because of that, the current value that we see, and I'm going to show what I'm talking about. Quick reminder, I know you guys look, sorry, I got to do this because it's important. Quick reminder, everybody, we have Pimpy's Investment Chat. It is the same name as the YouTube channel. We talk about investments in here. Come join us. I also have the hidden things in front of your eyes. It is free to join for both of them. This one is conspiracy and political and current events, where Pimpy's Investment Chat is just dealing with investments. Now let's get over here what I was talking about. So as you can see, look at the cryptocurrencies are going down a little bit, but as usual, Ethereum stays pretty level, and it's going to continue to go up. So look at the value of gold is being pushed down. I told you it was going to happen. It was up over $1,800. Now look at this. It's below $1,700, and it's still continuing to drop. Silver was almost $19, and now look at this at 17.5%. These prices are ridiculous. So that doesn't mean wait for them to get even lower. Don't gamble that way, because there's a reset coming, and it's not just global currency reset, but there's a gold reset getting ready to happen here. It's predicted to be done, getting done here within 6 months. If that's the case and they revalue gold, then it's going to jump up. And I don't mean by a little. I'm talking about something huge. There was once a time where silver or gold was at $30 an ounce, and then it quickly jumped up to $800. That kind of jump is what I'm talking about. Okay? So it's a once in a lifetime opportunity, so I cannot stress this enough. You need to start buying more gold and more silver. But for me, the best buy is silver. It's cheaper to buy right now. It has more commercial, second in commercial uses, and is a lot more scarce. All right, so people go, where do I go to buy my gold and silver? Always go to your local gold and coin jewelry or coin stores first. Call them ahead of time. Find out what they got, all right? Go over there and buy as much of it as you can. Always go there because it's cheaper. If not, always go to AmpMix. And no, I don't have no kind of agreement or anything with AmpMix. I just come here because they're the best. So you just come up here where it says gold by weight or silver by weight. You guys, bars, rounds, it doesn't make a difference. But if I was you, start buying 1 ounce silvers, bars or rounds, and 1 gram golds, okay? Because both are becoming scarce. To make my point, the COMEX, these are the people that sell around the world gold and silver. They produce it for them. They just refuse to sell anymore. Just stopped. And you're going to hear a story this guy's going to tell you about certain companies that were distributing gold and silver. They have been shut down since the coronavirus, which means now there is a scarcity of it and a shortage. All right, so look, I bring this to you because it's important. I don't want people to miss out. People talk about Nicera and Jacera. Look, a lot of this wealth transformation means you need to be active, proactive in it as well, okay? So a lot of it's going to be done automatically, but another big portion of it is to be proactive. Right now, is like I said, the world's largest transformation of wealth, if you know what you are doing. As usual, Lynette Zang, she's my superstar, and I always joke around that if I had Pimpy's University, she would be my professor for gold and silver. She has this guy, Egon, a very special guest. He's an expert in this. He's an expert in gold and silver. I'm going to play a small part of this clip. Please forgive me. The audio from there, it's not my audio, it's theirs. The audio will be a little scratchy from time to time, but you'll still be able to get his point. So we're going to listen to about 5 minutes of this. And then, you guys, when we're done, I will always leave a link so you could come into ITM Trading and you could see other videos by Lynette Zang. She is phenomenal. She has a way of breaking things down to you like you're a second grader. In other words, so you could really easily understand what she is saying. But I want you to listen to what this guy's telling us. He's saying that gold is getting ready to reset. There's no ifs, ands, or but. It's getting ready to reset. So the point is, are you going to be there? Not just gold. When we say gold, it's gold and silver, and other precious metals. So are you ready? Are you prepared right now? Are you in position? Ready? Listen to what they're talking about. Just listen.
Well, you know, how does that impact gold? Because a lot of people are seeing spot gold up around $1,700 an ounce. It keeps bumping its head, but it'll go past that. Does that really reflect the value of an ounce of gold?
No, I think people should, you know, as we know, we are in totally false markets with fake pricing, and there are no real markets at all. So people should ignore the price. So we deal in mainly bigger amounts, you know, in the millions or higher. So, and for bigger clients, and you know, we managed actually the three, as you know, the three biggest Swiss refiners are the three biggest refiners in the world, closed 2.5 weeks ago because of they are in this Italian part of Switzerland, Ticino, and the government or the local government closed them down, all non-essential industries down. Because of the coronavirus being near to Italy, especially. Now they opened again this week, but they're only working at about a quarter capacity. I mean, we managed to get hold of gold at decent prices during the crisis from other sources, banks, etc. But most people didn't, and of course, as you say, the prices were ridiculous because the spreads were enormous. And we hear of spreads of 100% of silver, and we hear of spreads of $50 or whatever on gold. But I will tell you, that's not the market we operate in. So we pay high spreads, but nowhere near those percentages. You know, maybe a few percent above the spot, but not more than that. But most people didn't, of course, get hold of gold. Most people were out of gold, and some people, gold dealers here in Switzerland, they closed even, and in Germany, like the Gusa. So now there'll be a little bit of gold coming on stream, but it won't be enough. And the market is still very tight, and the prices are tight. But people should, right now, I mean, you shouldn't buy silver at 100% margin in my view. That's too expensive, and you don't need to. But sure, if people sell just one coin, etc., they might be able to get away with it. But there is a market now where you can get decent prices. At least we can do that in our market, which is the bigger market. But generally, there is a shortage of precious metals, and that will continue in my view. And of course, we see extremely strong demand now at the high levels. I'm sure you do the same also. Mm-hmm. And you know, and bigger investors are now in a way piling into gold that we haven't seen before. The market is changing, and the prices, you know, the paper prices, we can still buy at decent prices, as I said, but the paper prices do not reflect the real market. People should forget about now whatever the value is of gold or silver on the screen. They should just buy it and hold ounces or grams, and at some point in the next 6 months or at the longest, I would say, gold will be revalued, and because that futures market will fail. There's no question about it. There is already enormous pressure within the COMEX, within the LBMA, and they don't have enough physical gold to satisfy all the outstanding paper commitments.
I cannot just tell you that I have extreme goosebumps when you said that the gold market was going to reset in 6 months. Within 6 months, isn't that what you just said?
Yeah.
Wow. So how do you think that'll impact the silver markets too? Do you think that too will be reset?
Well, you know, there is virtually no silver available. There are no silver stocks, as we know. You know, at least in gold, you know, all the gold that's ever been made is still around in some form or another. Jewelry, half of it roughly, and the rest, which is about, let's say, 85,000 tons, in gold bars. But you know, a lot of that is in fixed hands in central banks, you know, and you can't. So it's only on the margin you can get hold of gold. So silver, yeah, there's no silver available at all, and therefore it's only the production.
Did you hear what he said? There's really no silver at all. It's really that scarce. Silver in a crisis will always outperform gold. Gold is more valuable right now, but listen what he's saying. Sure, gold is more valuable right now. And listen what he's talking about. He's talking about ratios, the difference in values by percentage. He's saying it might be where it is right now, but that over time, you can hear him say, well, then it's going to drop to 80%, then it's going to drop to 15%. In other words, silver is going to catch the value of gold. Listen to what he says.
But there are no real stocks of silver that people can just sell to, you know, to satisfy the demand. So silver, you know, I've always warned people that if you want to sleep well at night, buy gold, and we've done that from the beginning. And I think on average, our investors have maybe 15% silver. Many have no silver, and some have more. But because I always seen silver as very, very volatile. But you know, at some point now, silver will catch up, and it will initially go down to the gold silver ratio of 30. It's now 100.
When he says go down, he don't mean in value. What he's talking about is the difference in value between gold and silver. There's a ratio. When he says go down, it means the ratio, the percentage is going to go down, which is good. That means the value of silver is going to increase, is what he's talking about.
And 10 roughly. You know, and by the way, we'll go further down to the 15, which is the historical value. So, you know, gold will, silver will move up once this starts at least 3 times as fast as gold. But
three times as fast.
You know, silver, in my view, is more speculative, and you don't sleep as well at night. So you should, in my view, wealth preservation purposes, you should have a lot more gold than silver. So silver is more of a speculative investment. And we've seen, you know, the volatility is just incredible. And you know, to have a market where you have to pay 100% on top of spot is also it's frightening.
Well,
so there you go. I wanted to play this part of this video just because it's important. We're talking about the reset of precious metal value. I told you guys it's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. We're talking about ratios between gold and silver. If you want to see what that is, if you go to the national debt clock, see this? Just type it in there. This is for people in the United States. I don't know if other countries have it, so if you do, it never hurts to check. So if you go to what's known as the national debt clock, it should pull up any year now. Okay, so here it is, the U.S. national debt clock. If you guys want to get an idea of what the current value of silver and gold is and the ratio, you'll see this, right? There's a lot of great information on here, but I don't care about it. See this down here in the corner? It says gold and precious metals. Click it. It'll open up a new screen. See this? Let's enlarge it because this is important for you to see. So if you scroll down and you're here at the very bottom, this is the current true value, not the paper value, not the stuff you see on the stock market. This is the true value of silver based on our debt if we decide to go to the gold standard. $3,188 for silver. Gold is $26,438. Now you hear him talking about this, the ratio. Silver ratio, gold ratio. Okay, so that's what he's talking about. These are the ratios to paper. Somewhere around here is definitely a ratio for gold to silver. So the point being this. Right now you could buy silver at about, I don't know, $18. Well, if you buy it on the internet, it's going to cost you about $21, $22 an ounce. Okay, there's a markup. There's a premium. That's why I say go to your local gold and coin stores, silver and gold coins. You could buy them for about $1 over spot. So in other words, you could buy it for like $18, $19 right now. So if you want to buy a lot, go buy them out. But if you can't resist and you have to go online, then do so because it's way undervalued. JP Morgan owns more silver than anybody else in the world. For the 5th time, they just got nailed manipulating and holding down the values of silver. This last time, the government is now going after Jamie Dimon. He's the big dog. If they nail him, they're going to let silver prices shoot through the roof. It's going to go. So this guy's talking about the revaluation of gold and silver. In other words, these would be the actual prices. This is based on the current debt. But here's a little secret I'm going to let you in on. The debt that we see on our debt clock is wrong. It's probably somewhere closer to about 3 or 5 times that amount. If that's the case, they take these numbers and multiply them times 3 or 5. That would be the true value of gold and silver. Yeah, that's right. The golden zombie apocalypse is upon us. All right. So this guy's talking about a revaluation as we go towards the gold standard. This is something that Trump has always wanted to do. We are heading in that direction. There is no ifs, ands, or but. This is why I'm telling everybody, buy gold and silver now. For me, I buy silver, I stack it. I buy that more than I do gold. You heard what he said. The ratio between the two at the current moment is ridiculous. It's like 100 and something is what the ratio is. And then he said it's going to start outperforming. Let's see if I can find this. Somewhere in here is, somewhere in this mix of stuff is a gold to silver ratio. Anyways, the point being is, there is, the ratio is going to close. It's going to get smaller. In other words, the value of silver is going to start to not only catch gold, but pass it. Because it is a lot more scarce than gold is, and has many commercial uses. Silver is second only to oil in commercial uses. We use them as solar panels, and how the whole entire world wants to move to the solar panels, you know, they need the silver. So, you know, silver is a great investment. And I told you guys I had somebody in the group that had $60,000 that she asked me about, and I told her. And so she just made a purchase of $60,000 worth of silver. Okay, for those of you people out there that don't have $60,000, you don't have to have $60,000. Man, just start buying it. Even if you can only afford 1 ounce at a time, do something. Start stacking it up. Fine, you come out on the other side, maybe have only 5 or 10 ounces. Okay, that's no problem. But at least when you come out on the other side, you have a pretty good little chunk of change to pay down some bills. Do you see where I'm going? I've been telling this on almost all my videos. I've been walking around the house. I have a lot of valuable things, but I tell myself, do I really need this? Seriously, I told you guys that the story about how I had a treadmill. We bought it. It's brand new, but we don't really use it. So I was like, yeah, you know what? We use it to hang your clothes on more than anything else. So we sold it, and I took the money, and I bought it with silver. Okay, that's the kind of thing I'm doing. We send the kids out to go collecting aluminum cans. Seriously, we give them a little commission. It's for the future too, by the way. Okay, the point being, do whatever it takes. I don't care. If you're somebody that doesn't have a lot of discretionary funds, try doing anything. Find an extra job, man. Collect aluminum cans. Do it part-time. Dude, take a part-time job for like a couple months and just stack up on some silver, man, so that you're prepared. This guy's talking about a reset within 6 months. I happen to agree. I think it's going to happen really soon. All right, and I hope that you're aboard on that. All right, I'll catch you later.